is W2FJH. We'll be starting the STNY digital voicemail here in just about 5 minutes. We do have NetLogger up and running for those folks who wish to check in early through NetLogger. NetLogger can be found at netlogger.org. We will have Google Meet up and running here in just one moment. If you wish to join us on Google Meet, you can find the link at stnydmr.net. So we'll see you folks in just about 5 minutes there. This is W2FGH. This is W2FJH, bringing up the STNY digital voicenet on Parameter Talk Group 31367, Wires X Room 83721, and live stream to Google Meet and YouTube. The primary purpose of the STNY digital voicenet is to help foster an active digital voice community in the southern tier of New York and to provide a forum for those that are interested or have questions regarding various digital voice topics. While this net is primarily for the southern tier, all stations are more than welcome to check in. This net meets weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. Again, the call is Whiskey 2 Foxtrot Juliet Hotel, and the name here is Frank. We will first take a standby for any stations with emergency or priority traffic. Please call now. All right, Ellen Heard there. If there is any emergency or priority traffic during this event, please give your call sign followed by the word break spoken 2 times. Please leave a 4 to 5 second pause between transmissions for breaking stations or for those who wish to disconnect this talk group. This is a directed net, and the format will follow announcements, questions, and comments. This net utilizes NetLogger, which can be found at netlogger.org. For more information about this net or to join us on Google Meet, please visit stnypmr.net. That's Sierra Tango November Yankee Delta Mike Romeo.net. You can also find us on 73.net. That's Sierra Echo Victor Echo November numeric number 3.net. This net will prioritize short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power stations. We currently do have 4 stations checked in through NetLogger, so the net would like to recognize N2NCB Paul, N2BSS Jeff, N2NRA Cliff, and K3BYC Carlton. All right, when checking in, please give your call sign, your name, and your location. So let's first take a standby for any stations that are short time, mobile, in and out, or emergency power. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so let's open up for any station that would like to check into the STNY Digital Voice Net this evening. Please call now.
W2 KDC Dennis.
Nancy Echo 2 Whiskey Portable 3 Head in Rome, Pennsylvania, Bradford County.
Right, and I'd like to recognize W2 at KDC Dennis and NE2W Ed. Were there any other stations during this evening? Please call now.
This is K3BYC, Carlton from Darlington, Maryland. I'm on NetLogger there, but I think I missed when you were going down there. I had to rekey to activate there. Back to net control.
Yep, I do have you on the list there, Carlton. All right, so let's kick things off. If there's any announcements for the net this evening, please call now. All right, nothing heard, so let's move on to questions. If there's any questions for the net this evening, please call now. Right, nothing heard there, so we will move in for comments. The net topic this evening is, do you have any feedback about this net? Such as maybe add a buy, sell, trade section, shorter intro, have a second round for comments. We could potentially have stations actually call each other as opposed to always coming back to net control. Have a few, chain a few of them together to kind of speed up the net a little bit. Or if you like the net the way it is. Just looking for any feedback on anybody about the net here. So, all right, the top of my list here is N2NCB. Paul, how was your week?
Hello again, Frank and all, into NCB here. Busy. um, but some of the hot weather cut down on some of the busyness, but we kept active, especially this weekend, yesterday, and today. Outside stuff. Um, some of it was in the true 15-minute class stuff. Uh, the other, I don't know if I mentioned it on this net or not, but uh, my father would think some projects were only 15 minutes and they were actually 2 to 4 hours, that kind of deal. Well, some of those were in that category, but it got done. Took a few cool breaks to get stuff done. And surprising thing, maybe we should have done some after supper because it was 86 degrees around 3 o'clock, and come around 5 o'clock ish or so, it dropped down to 74, and now it's 72 degrees. So, much more comfortable weather to do what we had to do, but it got done anyway. As far as the net goes, I guess I would have one question, Frank, to consider. Emergency traffic. If there was that, where would you go with that? Okay. Other than that, everything is peachy keen and hunky dory. Back to you, Frank. Take care. I'll into NCB.
Hey, thanks there, Paul. And yeah, it was I was out in the store today. And it was a bit muggy out today, so yeah, doing some yard work and yeah, I hear you on the 15-minute jobs that end up being 2 to 3 hours, and I do like the reverse way though. 'Cause sometimes I anticipate the problems, and I'm thinking, oh man, it's gonna take me like 2 hours to get this done, and then there's no problems and smooth sailing, and I get it done in like 10 minutes. I like those ones there. So. All right. Before I go on to my next station, I forgot to mention that I thought Ed NE2W was portable. So let me jump ahead really quick. Let me to go to NE2W, and we'll come back down our list. So NE2W, how was your week there?
Oh, well, very good, Frank. Good week. Not as hot as it was before. And yeah, I'm out here outside in Bradford County, out at and coming out, I was listening to the Broome County P25 scanner, and I guess it sounds like about 3% of Broome County lost power. There's a bunch of traffic lights without power and that, so perhaps that temperature change brought some really strong winds through Binghamton when I was leaving. And perhaps that had something to do with it, because it was quite warm. And now I'm sitting out here and it's 70 to 72 here in Bradford County. No suggestion on the net. Hope everyone has a good week. There's a Ham Fest coming up next weekend in Lanes, Pennsylvania, near Wilkes-Barre. Other than that, that's about it from here. Back to you, Frank, and the net, this NE2W Portable 3.
Hey, thanks there, Ed. And yeah, I wasn't aware of any power outages in Broome. I'm looking at my list here, and I don't see anybody checked in the Binghamton area currently, other than you're QTH, but you're traveling. But yeah, hopefully somebody checks in from Broome and see if there's any widespread outages or anything going on right now. So, all right, next on my list is N2BSS. Jeff, how was your week?
Yeah, good evening, Frank. Hey, everyone on the net. This is N2BFS, hanging out in Steuben County here in Prattsburg, New York. So, it was a good week. Can't complain too much.
I'm taking the following week, or I should say this week, off the W thing. So we're on vacation for 4th of July, and looking forward to having the kids drive up here to Prattsburgh to hang out with us for the 4th and stay through the weekend. So we got a couple things planned for that. So I'm just looking forward to that. And I was getting a lot of outside work done today. Boy, it was much warmer and, dare I say, stickier this morning. It still felt kind of humid. We had some more rain roll through. I mean, it was a rainy day here yesterday. Got about an inch of rain in the gauge. And then gorgeous sunset last night, and then early this morning picked up about another half inch of rain, and then it's been slowly getting cooler throughout the day, and a lot of wind picking up too. But in fact, I had to take my shorts off and put long pants back on, and a sweatshirt. That's how much it's cooled off. And I probably moved about 4 ton of number one stone today, so I was getting a workout in the sun, that's for sure. So I'm glad that's done. I got all my walkways in. Well, all that's left is the shovel and stone for the patio area. Let me grab another nickel here. Okay, I got the okay to transmit beep. So that was that. So I guess when my son does come up later in the week, I still have I probably still have about 2-3 ton of stone left to move. So I'm saving that for him. How's that for being a great dad? Anyway, as for the net, I don't know. I kind of wouldn't change a thing. I like the Q&A, session. It'd be nice if we had some net questions that can share the collective intelligence. But these questions seem few and far between. But I wouldn't get rid of those. I don't know if I'd add a 73 round. I sometimes join the Mid-Atlantic net on Maryland 3124, and they have a 73 round, but maybe like 5 stations stick around for it. Everybody goes one and done. So I don't know what the point of the 73 round is, other than to kind of get people to hang out, but they don't. So I wouldn't try adding that. I don't know. Maybe I'd just leave the net the same. Just kind of leave it as is. I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. W2FJH and TBSS.
Hey, thanks, there, Jeff, and yeah, thanks for. I heard one other net call it the lightning round, so it's also good to hear it's also a 73 round. I guess that's another round just to go by and see your 73, which typically I kind of do, but I kind of make sure all the check-ins, everybody kind of got the first round in there. But usually towards the end of the net, I open it up for any additional comments. So feel free, anybody who ever wants a 73 round or something, you want to add a couple more things at the end of the net, please jump in and definitely take that extra time there. So, all right, next on my list is N2NRA Cliff. How was your week?
Oh, not too bad. It's been kind of wet. Rain sporting 600th of an inch and a bit windy this afternoon. Yeah, still working on getting the HF set up. Like work 13 colonies. 13 colonies contest is starting tomorrow at 9 o'clock until the 7th of July. My son will be working it, but mowing the lawn tomorrow. Fireworks looks like it's going to maybe up to nickels on the 4th at the casino. I came across a thing in QST there you folks may be interested in. And it's called Ask Dave at YouTube. There's a lot of information there at YouTube. Just go to Ask Dave. It was in the QST magazine. So back to you, Frank. This is N200A, Cliff from Waverly.
Hey, thanks, for Cliff. And yeah, I think I didn't see it in the QST magazine, but I browse around the different ham videos. Any questions I have, sometimes I look up there and see what they say. And yeah, I do know that YouTuber of Ask Dave. It's good information there. So, All right, before I get to my next station, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. Let me take another standby. For any additional stations that would like to check in this evening, please call now.
This is Mike. Mike 7 Lima Golf Mike Thomas in the UK. A short time.
All right, then I'd like to recognize M7LGM Thomas, and also I saw in that like a KB2SIN Bill. Since you are a short time, Thomas, I'm going to jump ahead and go to you next. Well, I guess the net topic, since this is welcome to the net. So since it's kind of your first check-in here, you might not really have any feedback or how we're running the net here. But I guess you can. So you kind of see the format and everything. You can give us your thoughts. But yes, if in the future you'd like to join us or want more information about this net, you can find a lot of information about it at STNY DMR.net. It stands for Southern Tier New York Digital Mobile Radio .net. So we're going to head right to you, M7LGM Thomas. Thanks for joining. How was your week?
M7LGM. Yes, it's been fun, thank you. I've just recently been messing around with the DMR gateway, getting that to work so I can have sort of multiple networks on it, so I can easily sort of join various nets or various groups and things. Been licensed since January 2024, 17th January. What else? I often use find nets through NetLogger and see what nets are on and see what I can join. And also I found the website netfinder.radio and sometimes see what nets are on there. Another amateur kindly gifted this DMR radio hotspot. I've also been gifted GSON RPG node as well. It's about 12:19 a.m. Monday in the UK. I've just been playing around it and just managed to get DMR gateway working correctly and everything. I sometimes join nets all day and other times I rest for it. I've sort of joined various nets. I've joined lots of American nets because they can speak English and everything. Back to you from M7LGM.
Hey Thomas, I appreciate you stopping by there. And yeah, we're here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and we hope to see you again there. And just by the way you gave me something, I know we use NetLogger for checking. I did not know, or maybe I have heard of NetFinder before, but I will have to look up NetFinder and see what else we can do to kind of kind of spread the word a little bit about this net. So. All right, next on my list is K3BYC. Carlton, how was your week?
This is K3BYC. Good evening, Frank, and thanks for taking the net there. Good evening to everyone else. It's been a really good week. Last evening, we had the first of our 4th of July parades and fireworks. We get started a little bit earlier here at Darlington, but there's a couple more towns in the county that will also be doing 4th of July celebrations, so I'll probably try to get at least one of those in. Weather today, a little bit steamy. We've had a little bit of rain today, and currently we're under a storm warning, and it is very dark. So, we'd like to have that. The temperatures are like 82 right now, but it's really high humidity as you've experienced. As far as your net, I like it as it is. I like to participate in the various DMR digital nets. And as Jeff has mentioned, the Mid-Atlantic, which is the Maryland Talk Group 3124, Thursday nights, and I've probably mentioned this before, uh, most of the repeaters in Maryland are disconnected from Brandmeister as far as the interstate system goes due to some issues going on. So for that Mid-Atlantic net, they run two net controllers, one on interstate and the other on Brandmeister. So it's very, very interesting. And actually, some of the repeaters in Maryland are shut down altogether due to an interference issue, which is the true issue. So I stay on Brandmeister and I use my hotspot, and so I like to do the various nets in Pennsylvania and Mid-Atlantic, and I decided this is a nice one to catch into. So I like it the way you do it, and it don't change a thing for me. Anyway, I'm 73 and have a good 4th of July coming up. This is K3BYC. Back to net control.
Yeah, very good there, Carlton, and thanks for the kind words there. They were doing a good job, and stay safe there with the storm coming through there. So, all right, next on the list is W2KDC. Dennis, how was your week?
Thank you, Frank. My week was pretty good. It was kind of interesting. I had a couple guys from the uh, local ham club show up on Friday. Actually, showed up on Thursday uh, to set me up on HF. I had said I wasn't in any big hurry, but one of the guys got in his head I was going to have HF before he left on Thursday. So they put up an end-fed 80-meter antenna up in a tree over the roof, and we got it into a radio that the club had that they were letting out for loan, and got it working. That was good. Then the wind came up today, and well, the antenna isn't where it used to be. So, but I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Virginia for a week, so that's a whole nother story. But that was pretty much my week. I did want to mention you're talking about NetLogger and NetFinder. There's a NetLogger companion app on the Apple Store, if anybody is into Apple stuff. It doesn't seem to let you check in, but it shows you the nets, and you can monitor the net, and you can do almost instant messaging on the net. And I'm going to stop for a second to catch my breath. There we go. Didn't want to get timed out. But that takes care of two things as far as the topic, how to improve or change the net. I'm very happy with it the way it is. A couple of the nets that I listen to have the 73 round on the end, and quite often I don't see the value. I think you run the net very well. Everybody gets a chance to talk. You invite them to come back and talk some more if they want to. So I'd keep it just the way it is. I'm going to say give you 73 to everybody this evening. I'm going to still be out for a few minutes, and then we'll go back to net control. I'm cooking dinner for my wife right now, so back to net control.
Thanks, sir, Dennis, and maybe I missed it, but did you give the name of the app for Apple? That was, I think it's the equivalent of NetFinder on Apple. Hand it back over to you there. Maybe I just missed, you happen to mention it.
It was NetLogger Companion on the Apple Store. It shows the nets it feeds from NetLogger. So it shows who is signed into NetLogger. It shows what nets are happening currently, and you can do the almost instant messaging, but it doesn't seem to let you check in that you're there. Back to you, Frank.
Okay, thanks, sir. Dennis, and yeah, it's actually I know from my end because for me running the NetLogger app, um, people don't check in themselves, or at least from my end as I see it. I actually had to look at there's a monitors window, and I had to see kind of who's what they call lurking, and actually check them in myself and add them into the list. Um, but yeah, I jotted that down. I don't have Apple products myself, but this way I know. I talked to a few hams and they asked me what to do about this or that, and so it's good to know that so I can recommend that. Because yeah, sometimes I get stuck in the world of Android and Windows and Linux there, and I don't know too much about the world of Apple and Macs. So all right, next on my list is KB2SIN. Bill, how was your week?
Good evening, Frank, and everybody else on the net. I was busy. Daughter had her moving up graduation at Dryden on Tuesday, and Wednesday and Friday is at Bennington Fire all day programming updating their firmware and portables on all their radios. So just the beginning of 4,000 radios that need to be upgraded. Other than that, not much going on. Was down eating ice cream at the Burn on Front Street, and one of the Blue Angels flew over. Scared the crap out of everybody that was outside. But and they're still continuing the search up in Delaware County for that missing plane. Other than that, not much else going on. Turn it back to you there, Frank. KB2SIN.
Hey, thanks, there, Bill. And yeah, actually, I have there's a bird living in one of our trees or one of our bushes outside. And yeah, whenever I'm mowing the lawn or something like that, I always forget that bird's living there, and man, they pop out and scare the bejesus out of me. So I I know what that's like. So, all right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. I think I've gotten to everybody on my list. So if I did not, please call back, and I'll make sure to get to you next. But I think out of all that jumping around, I did get to everybody. So we're also going to open up for any additional stations that would like to join this evening. Please call now.
And to RWH, Ed from Binghamton.
LE2W with info.
All right, and I'd like to recognize N2RWH Ed. There's a new check in there, and also NE2W other Ed K, with a comment. Just 1 second there, Ed. Well, shoot, Ed's portable. I'm sorry. We'll go to you, Ed, because you're portable. I was going to give Ed F go around first, but I remember that you are portable. So we will head right over to you, NE2W. I was going to say, how's your week there? But go ahead with your comments there, Ed.
Well, thank you, Frank. I just wanted to let you know that I did load the NetLogger companion on my iPhone, and I also see from reading about it that it's also available for Android at the Google Play Store. So NetLogger companion mobile app lets you view and interact with NetLogger nets for Apple and Android. That's all I have. NE2W.
Okay, thanks, Red. And if I don't have it on my phone already, maybe I did download it, but if not, I will make sure to have to download that just for NetLogger on the go. So, all right, next on my list then is N2RWH. Ed, how was your week?
And 2RWH. Was too bad. Had a little high wind on the beginning of the week. And lost some power for a few hours. Other than that, the rest of the week, no complaints here. So, not too much. I'll turn it back to you, Frank. And the format of the net is fine with me. It goes good. So, turn the net over to you and to RWH.
Hey, thanks, Ed. And yeah, how how quickly we forget just in the course of the week. I remember now. Monday, I as well. I'm out in Owego, and yeah, the power went out for probably a good 2 hours in the morning. Came back on. Started flickering every so often, and I think by like noon, it flickered on and off, and then I had no internet for the rest of the day. So it made a very, very interesting day to be working from home. I couldn't really get out in the morning, and then in the afternoon there was no internet as well. So I ended up going down to my in-laws, and luckily they had power and internet, and I could actually continue working from there. But yeah, that was an interesting day, to say the least. So, thanks for reminding me, and forgot already. See. All right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital VoiceNet. I have reached the end of my list, so let's see if there's any additional stations that would like to check in this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. So we will. Well, first I do have a question actually for Paul, because I need to get back to his question he asked there, and I kind of jotted down, but I ended up skipping over. That is actually a very good question, Paul. And I figured kind of any priority traffic I might be able to relay onto the StarNet, but any emergency traffic, um, I figure with an emergency traffic you would have to relay it in a certain amount of time, and I don't know if 24 hours would be appropriate to wait until get it onto the StarNet. But also I was just, I always have that standby just in case there's any emergency situations of, life or property damage type thing that, somebody can't. Well, I guess if they're on mostly DMR, they should be able to kind of get on the internet in some way, but it's not always true in some rural areas where there might be a DMR repeater. But at least for the Frontier, that would be appropriate. But I will hand it over to you there, Paul. Maybe to correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe that's something I should probably eliminate from the intro script because I might not have the capability of handling emergency traffic. But I will hand it over to you there, Paul. N2NCB, over to you.
Okay, Frank, N2NCB here. Uh, yeah, the priority probably could go a day. The emergency type stuff, that really needs to be on HF so it can zip through the system, depending on where it is. Uh, if you wanted to change, instead of saying emergency traffic, if anybody had an emergency local, okay, especially considering where this goes, uh, that might be the way to handle that situation. But again, priority probably could wait till the next day, but probably starting is not the way to do that because a lot of days the liaison station is not there. And that would be the same way with emergency traffic as well. So it might be defining that to more southern tier right now kind of thing rather than trying to make up or take a formal message and trying to pass it along. That kind of deal. Or if you want just to avoid any of that, just eliminate it from the preamble. The other thought would be that if you just eliminate if someone's in emergency and hears this net, hopefully they're going to get on and say something, okay, and break in. So there's something to think about anyway. Back to you, Frank, and to NCB.
Yeah, very good, and thanks, there, Paul. Yeah, because the script I was just looking at, I did jot down the local emergency, and maybe we have to I'll take another look at this, and maybe I'll also run it by Ed. He's usually my go-to guy on some of these things about how does this sound, or things like that. And yeah, because you're right. I was looking at the wording again, and I'm like, yeah, that if there's emergency formal traffic, I am not capable of handling emergency formal traffic. Priority, like I said, I probably would get on the star net, but I was more or less thinking, with DMR repeaters in the air, maybe you could get it to a DMR repeater, but your cell phone's not working and you're in a bad spot, to interrupt the net. And definitely, we would try to make contact or try to help you out, but contacting local authorities and things like that to get to your location. But yeah, the way I had it worded, it looked like emergency traffic, formal traffic. So that was not what I was expecting to portray there. So definitely, I'll take a look at that. So, all right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. Okay, so let's open it up. For any additional stations or any stations that have checked in with additional comments, questions, or concerns, please call now. All right, nothing heard there, so we will wrap things up here. I'd like to thank Paul, Jeff, Cliff, Carlton, Dennis, Ed K, Thomas, Bill, and Ed F for joining me this evening. We'll be returning this talk group back to normal amateur radio use. Everybody have a great and safe week there, and happy 4th of July. I probably should have made a topic about your 4th of July plans, but too little too late. So, all right, everybody have a great and safe week there. This is W2FJH. I'll be listening.